Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hello. It is not late. It is 10:15. Thank you very much.
I'm beginning to think it's John giving us the thumbs down.
I don't think it's John. I think it's Albie.
John's usually here before Albie. Unless Albie's there.
He's kind of, Albie's usually kind of in the background, though.
I got Albie's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a thumbs down before we even went live.
Nobody's even answered if they can hear us yet.
John heard us.
Yeah, I think it's Albie. I'm going to blame it on Albie. All right, so...
Likely story. Nor should you.
Answer. I don't care. Maybe it's just an automatic.
Why would it be automatic?
Maybe it's an automatic thumbs down. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Albie would just tell us to our face. Thanks, Albie.
Haters gonna hate. That's okay.
Hello. Oh, I forgot to add something. Damn it. Damn it. I'll have to do it mid-show. So, how is everybody doing? We are back after taking last week off. Wendy had some family stuff to take care of, so...
Story of my life.
Story of your life. But we're here now. We did miss the opening of football season, but that's okay. We're here for the second week.
My keyboard is so dirty.
Thought you were going to say sticky.
No.
How about that Saints defense? Yeah, the Saints definitely pooped the bed last week with their defense. However,
I missed the game.
And again, I always emphasize that this should never ever be any cause for a change of a game, but there were two things that did happen in the Saints game. One, there was a roughing the passer penalty that was called on the Saints that the NFL did admit they blew that call. It was wrong. That roughing the passer penalty led to a first down, which led to a score. If the penalty wouldn't have been called, it would have been, that was on third down. They would have been punting. That's the first thing. The second thing is Michael Thomas, I believe it was, caught a ball, went down to the ground. Nobody touched him. He got up. He ran. No whistles blown or anything. Ran in for the touchdown. And they said that, no, it didn't lead to 48 points. You're absolutely right. But it would have been 42 points. Or 41 points. Thomas should have had the touchdown. They called him down by contact, even though nobody touched him. So those two calls definitely did affect the game. But again, it shouldn't come down to a referee making a mistake. You should dominate the game. So the Saints just played horribly on defense. Offense, they were fantastic. Breeze again showing why he's a fantastic quarterback. Almost came from behind again to win the game. But yeah, I did not get a lot of football stuff for our week. That was just been one of those weeks to get to it. And plus, I was working on some other stuff I wanted to talk about with the show tonight. So yeah, but yeah, the Saints defense definitely needs to step it up this week in the rest of the season. To be honest with you. I don't know how you go from such a stellar defense last year to playing the way they did this weekend. It just was horrible. So, Jimmy G, yeah, refs do make mistakes every game. You're right. Like I said, it shouldn't come down to the referees. I totally admit the Saints defense stunk up the joint. So, Disturbed, what's up? Long time no see. So lots going on over this week. Ethan, how about some Ethan updates, Wendy?
What do you want to know?
What do you want to let them know?
I don't know. I don't know if any of it's like top secret classified. I got a letter today. they've moved into the second phase of training and apparently spent like the better part of the last week on the range. Not where the deer and the antelope play, but where he learns how to shoot really big guns really well, apparently. I don't know what any of this means, but he clapped a 300M target right in the middle and nailed a 75M 10 times in a row. So he's trying to get better at it, and I guess they're testing them soon.
Cool.
And he donated blood. And what's really funny is they typed him, okay? I'm A positive, my ex is A positive. I actually had to look this up. Not for any reason you might think.
Yeah.
But
I was wondering about that too when I saw that.
he's O positive. Because A positive is like the dominant trait. O would be the recessive. There's only a 6% chance that we would make an O positive kid, and he got the O positive. I never ever would have expected that to be the case. No, seriously. I thought it was really interesting. Whatever.
I find it interesting too.
Whatever. Look it up. There's actually a website. Oh, you're welcome. There's a website you can plug in your blood types, like the mother and the father, and it'll give you the possible outputs. And it was like a 93% chance that he'd be A positive, just like us, and only 6% chance of him being an O. So he got the O.
Oh.
But, so I have his next gift box ready to go. We just have to stick some more letters in there and send them off.
Hey, look at that. Charlotte's got his package.
Yes. Yeah, a while ago. It should have been probably a couple weeks ago. But that's okay. Life gets in our way too, obviously, lest you would have received it sooner. But I'm happy you got it. Yeah, so other than that, it looks like he'll be graduating December 13th, so...
I'm still blown away. What's up, 12th Vapor?
December 13th, I wrote it down.
I'm still blown away that they let them use their cell phones as much as they do. That's mind-boggling. Part of the process of going through basic, one of the things that you kind of look back on is... For us, they had a bank of like 10 phones, and like 300 people got to use those 10 phones all at the same time. So you're waiting in line, get up to the payphone, make the collect call, say, hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right. That's good. Yep. All right. Yep. Say hi to them too. Yep. Love you too. Bye. Click.
You have to think about something though, dear. As much as you don't want to admit that you were in basic training, 31 years ago?
I realize a lot's changed, but...
They didn't even have the option, and now, they probably cleared all that shit out, and everybody brings their own phone, and if they don't, they share phones, so... I mean, it just facilitates things, I would think, in a way.
I guess.
So we got,
Albie's blood type, by the way, is 80 proof.
Usually on a Sunday around somewhere between like 5 and 10, I get like a 2-minute phone call. And so luckily so far I haven't missed a single call. He says he's doing well and he's up to the challenge, and as much as someone could enjoy it, they put pictures up. Did I sent you the pictures?
Yeah. Yeah, he really seems to be taking to it. I was
surprised.
So Ethan's a good kid. He's a straight A student. He was a baseball star in school, and like, just not not what you pictured the military type to be. Like not that he's led this charmed life, but he's never really been yelled at. Like, nobody's really ever had to get on his case about things and, like, in his face yelling at him for doing something wrong or whatever. So I couldn't picture how he would be able to handle that, to be honest with you. And apparently he's loving it. So, hey.
Thank goodness. I I think some of the scary part for me is, not that I don't think about the scary parts, but, he left July 31st, so I'm, like, past the initial, emotional onslaught. Yeah. But, I don't know. I thank goodness that there are people who are willing to do that, and I'm proud that it's our kid, as much as I am scared that it's our kid.
Yeah.
But not for the reason, just, there are good quality folks, with good heads on their shoulders that are, serving the country, so.
My first cell phone was a bag phone. Remember those?
I do remember
they were like big camera bags that weighed like 50 freaking pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of my friends drove a Caddy, and she had a bag phone, and it was like so badass. It's like, you must be rich, And then, the next kind of phones I seemed to see were like the tall ones that had like a big antenna sticking off the top.
Yeah. I remember the bag phone I had. My plan was something ridiculous, like 18 minutes or something like that you had with it. And it was like $60 a month for like 18 minutes. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
My first one, it was like $20 a month for like 60 minutes, and it was just a flat phone with just the front. It wasn't a flip. It was just a short little sucker.
The Nokia.
I think it was a Nokia.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
you could play Snake on it.
Like, I didn't even know what texting was when I got it. It was just a phone.
Well, back in the day, you used to have to text by using the numbers. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
dude. Yeah. Before texting and driving was a bad thing, I mastered texting and driving with the triple-click letters to numbers thing.
Yeah.
I could pound out a freaking message without looking at a damn thing. It was like Morse code. I was good at it. I remember when I got my first BlackBerry with a QWERTY keyboard, I was like, shit. I mean, I could feel around for that as long as I could see where the Q was with my thumb. It's like, okay, I gotta get my landing point, and then I could do one. But then when everything went like, touch screen, you touch the wrong thing and it freaking guesses your word, and it's like, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Then we could talk to text.
Auto correct,
Yeah, autocorrect.
Duck you.
Yeah. Mother ducker.
Yeah, mother ducker.
It always cracks me up because I don't know if your Samsung does it, but I know you used to have the same football phone I have. I don't know if do you see my Verizon football phone? I've had this for a while now. That's like football, the pigskin under that case.
Yeah, that phone needs to be retired.
Whatever. When you type a message, it like guesses what your next word might be based on like historic texts. It's funny to see what it guesses sometimes. Like typing along some innocent message and the next guess word comes up something like
pornographic.
It's like, damn, I don't think I'd ever say that, but I musta.
So
I'm a bad person.
Yes, you are. How about we jump into the week that was?
Sure.
All right. So, Wendy,
what?
142 more days.
Till
the Super Bowl.
Till Jesus, to the Super Bowl?
142 more days until Drew Brees is hoisting the Lombardi Trophy once again.
Dude, you're like skipping the whole football season.
I didn't know what to put in there. We had the countdown going for so long for football season. What do you do next?
Jump ahead till it's over?
Well,
Your thought process escapes me.
I didn't know what else to put in there, Wendy.
That's okay.
We are So this past week, the weather here this past week was definitely fall-like, but now it's back to the summer weather again. Pennsylvania is such a messed up state. But we are officially 8 days away from fall in the northern hemisphere.
I actually we had the air, it was so cold in here, we turned the air off for like 3 days. And then today, like I came downstairs and it was like walking into a sauna. I had to turn it back on. I don't know if you noticed or not. It's still 74 in here. It's not oppressive. But I was outside today weeding, sweating, getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And, I mean, it was miserable.
Thank you for doing the weeding, by the way.
You're welcome.
I don't know if you noticed. Well, okay, so we're 47 days out from Halloween. I don't know if you noticed, though. Our neighbor down the street has this gigantic Halloween display up already.
I did.
Like, it's not even October yet.
I know.
Like, Labor Day was just last week.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like very noticeable. And we have.
Hi, Casey.
We have a detached single home, but it's very, very close to the house to our left. So much so that they almost look like they touch. And that is the case with many of the houses on the street. Some are bona fide row homes, and some are singles that are very close together. And they don't have a lot of frontage. I mean, you know, we walk down the front porch steps and we're on the sidewalk, and then the street. There's no grass.
Our house sits sideways to the sidewalk.
Most of the people on our block don't have frontage of any kind, and yet they find room to put up a 25-foot inflatable. I don't know. There's one couple puts one or two of them up on their roof. I don't know if it's the same people and they switched it up or if it's the next door neighbors, but they do like a town. Somebody goes around and votes on the houses in different categories. It's always the same people that win, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't compete
only 15
with that.
people, 17 now. That's all right. No worries.
I'm not stressing it.
Yeah. We didn't post up either. Usually we do. So.
No, we only post if we're not doing a show. I don't usually post if I am.
No, I usually put up if we are. 23 more days until the Walking Dead season premiere, Wendy.
Is this where they go forward in time?
This should be the time jump, according to what's going on with the comic. Andrew Lincoln has officially announced that he's not even going to be in the full season this year. It's mind-boggling to me that okay, so plug your ears if you have not watched last season of The Walking Dead. I'm giving you time to do that. Okay, so it's mind-boggling to me, spoiler alert, that they killed off Carl last year because he is a major part of the upcoming plot line in the comic. Major. And now Rick's going to be leaving, and I don't know if it's going to be he's just going to take a vacation and leave the show, or if he's, going to be killed off or what. But how do you kill the main character? Like, I don't know. I feel like The Walking Dead has kind of jumped the shark. I'm not as enthralled with it as I used to be. So.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, I find the good news is I don't really have to hide my eyes as much because there doesn't seem to be as much terror from the zombies. Like,
well, I think you're just immune to it now.
maybe I got used to it. I don't know. It seems like it's run its course. I know there's still some diehards out there, and I won't fault you for it at all because it is addictive. But I don't know. I don't think there's. Maggie's been pregnant for like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, how
she's not even showing.
Yeah.
So, is she? It just begs the question.
Well, if this is a time jump, she should have the baby.
She should have had the baby.
I would think.
Well, that's just it. And is it going to be a season where they jump ahead and then they do a bunch of flashbacks? Because that's going to drive me nuts.
No, there shouldn't be. But, and as I said, football season did kick off. Let us. I got this picture of Albie to celebrate football season. Um, Maybe someday, Avi, that trophy case will have something other than spiders.
Aww.
Uh,
Aww.
I had to. I'm sorry. And of course, this week was this past week, actually 2 days ago, was obviously the anniversary of 9/11. Um, everybody has like that. There's certain events in their life that they can remember, where they were and what they were doing, and I can remember exactly where I was when I first found out. The plane hit the first tower. I was actually home from work. I can't remember why I was off work that day, but I'd flipped on the TV and Good Morning America. I think it was Good Morning America or Today Show, whatever show Matt Lauer was on, and they were interviewing something, and they broke in and said, "Yeah, this plane just hit the tower," and they assumed it was a small time, a little, commuter type, little Piper Cub type thing, and while they were talking about it, the second plane hit, and then like just you knew right then that it was no accident, and at the time. I was still working in the medical field. I was still working with the medics. Me and my drummer was a paramedic. We wanted to volunteer, go up to New York City, and they had actually shut the city down. You couldn't get in. They had actually said they had enough volunteers, and so we couldn't make it. And what I really remember about 9/11 was the days afterwards, and just the whole sense of patriotism we had in this country, and everybody had the utmost respect for first responders and police and military, and just this whole camaraderie amongst the whole entire nation, and it just I wish it didn't take events like that for our nation to have that kind of feeling. We're so divided about every little thing anymore, and it just, yeah, Dom, dude, I'm really sorry, man. Um, just, I wish we could get back to that feeling that we had in this country for those, days right after that, the sense, you were proud to be American. Even though we went through this horrific, just unimaginable, unexplainable tragedy, the sense afterwards, the patriotism, the you were proud to be an American. You were just, I just, like I said, we're so divided as a country anymore, man. I wish we could get back to that. I remember my buddy and Rick had come in from Colorado, and he had to go to New York City to pick up some stuff. And him and I spent a lot of time in New York City when we were younger. And it was my first trip in. It was about a month after my first trip into New York City after 9/11, and we were across the river, looking at Ground Zero, and just blown away by just that big gaping hole in the sky that used to have these two massive buildings. But yeah, I know you were pregnant with Shane, weren't you?
I had just found out that I was pregnant with Shane Labor Day of 2001. In fact, we weren't going to tell anybody because I knew I was really early into it. I knew I was pregnant right away that time. And I wasn't going to say anything, but we were at a Labor Day picnic, and Mike told his dad at the grill, and I saw him react, and I'm like, oh, shit. And then he came in and told everybody in the family, and it's like, what? That's really not smart, but, it was only a couple days later that it happened. I was at work. Um, the oldest lady in our unit always used to stroll in really late, and I was the TA at the time. She came in and she told us about the first plane, and because we were kind of insulated, like we had music on and we weren't on the internet while we were taking customer calls and whatnot, and so we had no idea. Nobody was like watching the news. We didn't have the TV on in the cafeteria or anything. Nobody had like cell phones where they were getting alerts. So a little bit later, I'm not sure how her husband, I think he just called our customer service number and ended up on the phone with her just out of chance and told her about the second one. And we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So then people started to sneak off because the phones got quiet and look up stuff online, but everything was really laggy. And then I got a call from my ex saying that they were shutting down his office because he was a state worker, and they were concerned about what other targets might be as far as big cities, and Allentown came up as a consideration, if you will. So he was sent home, and Ethan was with his mom, and everybody was asking if they could leave, like all at once, right? And they're like, no, nobody's leaving. If you leave, you have to take PTO, and like it'll be held against you. Like nobody knew the gravity of the situation, but we were all freaking out. And a little while later, we heard about the Pentagon, and then as if it wasn't already pretty somber, like nobody knew about the towers, the situation, and and then we heard about the fourth one, and it's like, is it, what's happening,
Yeah.
And I remember they finally closed down the company, and they did let us go home. And when I walked in the house, I just sat in front of the TV for like hours, just sobbing.
I remember crying. I think what really when it finally sunk into me, what really was happening and going on was when the first tower came down, because my immediate thought went to the first responders, because that's what I did. So, immediately I'm thinking, oh my God, all those firemen and medics and policemen and in there trying to help those people, and that was my first thought. And despite all the conspiracy theories and everything else that's out there, believe what you want to believe. Despite all that, you can't take away from the fact that 2,977 people lost their lives that day. Regardless of what your belief is and how it happened.
I think
it's mind-boggling.
What I remember too is just having this hope still that, even though I don't even know, it was probably very, very misplaced hope that they were going to find people.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Everybody
of people.
Did. Everybody had that hope.
That there would be pockets, and that there was...
There was not one survivor found. That's amazing to me,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was probably very naive, or just very optimistic.
I think the whole country, had that hope. A lot of us are of the age that we can remember, like, Jessica and the well thing, when we were growing up, and like all these different things where, it worked out at the end that they found the people, and I think a lot of us held on to, prayed and just hoped that they were going to find pockets of survivors, and as the days weaned on, and you realized that wasn't the case, and
yeah.
So yeah, it's we have an entire generation now. It's 2018, and this is the 17th year. We have basically an entire generation that's growing up that was born after that.
Yeah.
That never experienced what the rest of us went through with that, and I kind of equate that to like I can't, like, I understand Pearl Harbor and I know what happened with Pearl Harbor, but I can't grasp the feeling that this country had when Pearl Harbor happened. I think that, the same thing with 9/11. I think our children aren't going to be able to really comprehend what the nation went through, at that time. And yeah, I hope my children never have to experience anything like that. So
There was somebody posted in the group. It was really kind of just one of those wow kind of images on 9/11. The picture at the top said something like, "We were babies on 9/11," and the picture on the bottom is a bunch of recruits, saying, "But we're not anymore," and they posted it in the group that my son's platoon is in, and
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, and all these moms are posting in there the age their baby was, their current recruit,
Yep.
when it happened, and Ethan was 14 months old, 14, 15 months when it happened, and I was pregnant with Shane, and yeah, it was just a messed up time. And I remember all the phone lines were messed up. Like, we were all trying to call out to check on, like, I was trying to call my parents and I couldn't get a hold of them. And like, you'd get that beep beep beep, like all circuits are busy. It's like, what the
I
fuck?
remember that. I remember trying to use the phone and that kept coming up.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all day. It took hours to finally get a hold of my parents.
Cell phones were down. Yeah.
My mom was telling me that, like, they could call my dad out of retirement and shit. And I was like, that is, and I got a hold of one of my sisters, and she just wouldn't stop crying. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are we under attack? Is this war? What's going to happen tomorrow? And it just, nobody, it just created such a crazy situation here.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, the day after, like, everybody put aside all their differences, and we were all just Americans then.
Yeah.
All on the same side of a tragedy, and we so much as that 17 years. I mean, we've all watched everything just go nutty since then. It's a shame that it takes something like that to get our people to get their shit together for a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emily.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
Yeah.
I actually took a sick day that day, and I swore I wasn't going to sit down in front of my computer. And damned if I didn't get caught in some YouTube loop of videos, sitting here for probably 2 or 3 hours just crying my ass off. But I think you need to do that every now and then. I think you can't, you can't shy away from it and pretend it didn't happen. I really want to go to that museum.
Yeah, I definitely want to take a trip to New York and see the memorial and all that.
Yeah, the last time I was in New York was the Yankees parade the prior year. In fact, we were right next to the towers for the parade.
Yeah.
And I have pictures. I remember watching this guy on a scaffold cleaning the windows on the tower building. And he was up so high, and I remember getting like nauseous just looking at him, but I kept looking at him because I thought that was the most terrifying job anybody could possibly have. And I took pictures of it, and that's the very, very last time I stepped foot in New York. So,
Yeah.
at least there, I lie. I went to an expo in New York, but nowhere near there. But I'm nervous about it, but it's something I just feel like I need to see.
Yeah, we definitely need to make a trip there. But let's shift gears. Let's get off of that. I will say to any of our viewers or our viewers' friends or viewers' families that are in the Virginia, Carolinas, or now Georgia. They declared Georgia now is under a state of emergency because of the track of the storm. But this hurricane looks to be some serious mean business. 40 plus inches of rain.
Yeah, I was watching that earlier too.
They're saying that the flooding from this could far exceed what Katrina was.
And the Carolinas are already getting 100-mile-an-hour winds, like sustained wind.
So I know they were supposed to have a Vape Expo this weekend in North Carolina, and that got canceled, thank God.
Well, they're also saying that this tracked a different way even than what they predicted, and because of there's a high pressure off the coast it's going to push it inland on a route they've never seen a hurricane take. It's probably going to go through Georgia, and then it's going to go north and hook. It's a freaking crazy thing, and
well, it did get downgraded to a Category 2 today, but they're saying before it hits land that it should be back up to 4, and as it hits land, a 3.
It's already doing devastating damage, though.
Yeah, I just
like all the way up the coast, actually.
I know the other one that was on track to hit Dominican Republic kind of veered north and missed the Dominican, which is good because Jimmy and Leanne are going there next week. Last year we went like 2 weeks after, I think it was the hurricane. John Q, what's up, brother? And Wendy and I traditionally over the years have spent this week in Myrtle Beach. So thank God we didn't go down there this year. Yeah. So.
Well, did you see today, just a few hours ago, my nephew put up a live feed in Massachusetts. There's like 50 or 60 freaking houses on fire.
John, you mean that picture? Yeah, this they said it was so big they had to use the wide angle lens to be able to film or to capture the entire picture from the satellite. So,
yeah, it's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a massive storm. So,
did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. What'd you say
about Massachusetts and the fires?
Yeah, there was. I saw that right before we left work. There was a
gas explosion, but it's
25 houses.
I think it's more than that. There's a bunch of different fire companies that are out at multiple fire sites in Massachusetts. I guess some gas company, there's some kind of pressure in the lines, and it caused explosions like simultaneously in all these houses that they service. I don't even know how that can happen, but holy shit. I mean, there's all kinds of people hurt, and I mean, fires all over the place all at one time, and they had to evacuate a bunch of people in the neighborhoods. I mean, it's freaking insane. So
yeah, it's not a Category 4 now. It dropped down to Category 2, but the last thing I saw was they expected to increase as it gets closer to land, back up to a Category 4, and hit land as a Category 3. So 70 houses. Wow. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, I heard at least 50 fires, so that's even more than what I heard earlier. The press conference, they were waiting for that to happen the last time I watched, and I don't know if that happened. I hope by now it did. But, I mean, when I first tuned into it and I'm watching it, it's like, what the heck could cause that many fires all at one time? You know, your mind goes somewhere dark, you know, unfortunately, and it's like, well, thank goodness that's what it was, but not really. Still, it's horrible.
Yeah. And I don't think it's so much, from what I was reading, I don't think it's so much, what's up, Yankee Vapes? I don't think it's so much actually the hurricane itself that, I mean, that's obviously going to be major damage. It's more of the rain that's going to be cutting the storm, and the storm swells. They're talking the swells could be 20, 25 feet. Yeah,
my cousin lives in Myrtle Beach, and they're staying.
That's ridiculous.
They've boarded up all their windows. They have a generator. I don't know. I hope she's not super duper close to the water, but I don't know that matters. They said that there's going to be so much rain that it's going to push inland farther than anybody thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, the other big news this week, I'm sure everybody heard, and I want to talk about it a little bit. Everybody heard the news yesterday that Gottlieb, the head of the FDA,
Oh, that.
put out a nice little letter yesterday. They sent warnings to 1,300 retailers. They demanded that Juul, let's see, it was Juul, Juul, who else? Mark 10, the Views, the Juul, Mark 10, Views. Who am I missing?
I have no idea.
See, I tried to find something here and it threw me off. Juul, Mark 10, Views, Blue, and somebody else. I forget who the other one is. But basically, all the vape products that you could buy in any gas station around the world or around the country, we now have to rely on them to save us. Basically, what he's saying is that the 5 leading e-cigarette manufacturers, which they're saying that these manufacturers take up 90% of the vape industry, which is mind-boggling to me. I can't believe that that's right. They have 60 days to submit a detailed plan on ways that they're going to sharply curb the sale to underage consumers. The blueprints don't promise to be substantially reverse the use trend. Gottlieb says the agency will consider steps that could lead to the temporary or permanent removal of flavored products throughout the industry, which to me is just fucking asinine, man. It's amazing now that I have to rely on some gas station attendant to do his fucking job to make sure that I have a career. You know, I'm so pissed off by this, man. I don't even know where to start. You know, the whole premise of this is he's saying that there's an epidemic of teen vapors and teens using e-cigarettes. It's epidemic levels, epidemic proportions. Okay, so let's go back to the Washington Post, the Washington Post article from last year. Teenage tobacco use hits a record low with a sharp drop in e-cigarettes. This is just last year, using the CDC's own information. This is what the CDC had on their site, that they found that 11% of high school students had used it in 2016 compared to 16% the year before. That's, to me, 11 from 16, that seems like it's a decrease. I don't know how it's, you know, they're viewing, how he's saying it's at epidemic.
It's the new math.
It must be the Common Core kind of new math. I did some research and I looked into some things. So let's look at this is from the CDC site, mind you, okay? So from 2011 to 2017, the amount of cigarette smoking amongst middle and high school students decreased. It dropped. Let me see here. So it dropped from middle school. It dropped 4.3%. High schoolers, it dropped 15.8% from 2001. The amount of e-cigarettes did increase amongst middle schoolers 0.6%, and amongst high schoolers 1.5%. So that's the numbers. Remember that. 1.5% of all high school kids have tried e-cigarettes. Okay?
So if smoking went down 15 and vaping went up 1, there's still a 14% decrease overall. And
Correct.
smoking anything.
Correct.
So it's a win, right?
Well, you know, using our math, we would consider it a win. Apparently not with the government.
I mean, I'll be honest, and I've talked about this frankly before. Not that I condone it, But you started smoking, what, were you 12?
Yeah.
Don't lie. I mean, 12, 13, 14. If my kid was going to do it anyway, I would rather they vape. I would rather... It's just like if they're going to have sex when they're a teenager, I'd rather they come tell me.
I get that, okay? But let's just take that equation off the table, and let's say that the entire vape industry does agree that you have to be 18.
Of course.
Okay?
Yeah.
If
just
you,
like you're
if you
supposed
really
to be
want,
21
if you really
drink.
want to push it, okay, make it 21. But let's look at the numbers compared to other things that teenagers do.
Oh,
so,
jeez.
Teenagers are known to drink, are they not?
Yeah.
Underage drinking, again, CDC's own information. Excessive drinking is responsible for 4,300 deaths each year. Costs $24 billion to the U.S. underage drinking does.
Wow.
How many deaths have there been related to e-cigarettes amongst teenagers? Oh, that's right, none. This is a mind-boggling stat. Although drinking by persons under the age of 21 is illegal, people aged 12 to 20 years old consume 11% of all the alcohol used in the United States. 11%.
Are you serious? Wow.
On average, underage drinkers consume more drinks on a drinking occasion than most adult drinkers do. In 2013, there were approximately 119,000 emergency room visits by people between the ages of 12 and 21 for injuries and other conditions linked to alcohol.
Those statistics are
Those
terrifying.
numbers, 11% of all the alcohol consumed in the U.S. To me, that seems to be a lot higher than what's going on with kids vaping.
Well, it's a lot more harmful.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, jeez.
Alcohol is responsible for 4,700 deaths, like I said, amongst people under the age of 21. More than 70% of high school students have consumed alcohol, 22% engaged in heavy episodic drinking. At least 14 studies have found that the more young people are exposed to alcohol advertising and marketing, the more likely they are to drink, or if they are already drinking, to drink more. Who here watched football this weekend?
A lot.
How many people saw ads for Bud Light, Corona, you name it?
Well, it was probably between every stinking play.
Just every sporting event, regardless if it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever, commercials inundated with alcohol advertising. Yet the CDC themselves agree that at least 14 studies have shown that the more advertising there is, the more likely kids are to drink. By the way, the highest ranked, these are the top 10 things that teenagers were known to drink. Bud Light. Ooh, how many Bud Light commercials were on this weekend? Budweiser. How many Budweiser commercials? Coors Light. Jack Daniels. Corona. Captain Morgan. So at least half that list I saw commercials for during one football game.
Wow.
But yet, where's the CDC in getting
if they ban flavor
to curtailing this? Forget the flavors. Forget the flavors. But where's the CDC with this epidemic? What else are teenagers known to use?
Oh, jeez.
Drugs, of course. Prescription and over-counter drugs are the most commonly misused substance by Americans aged 14 and older after alcohol and marijuana. This right here is a little graph of just 12th graders and the increase over the years of the amount of 12th graders who have abused over-the-counter drugs and prescription drugs. Each year, increase.
I think you probably made your point.
The top 3 prescription drugs used by high school seniors last year: Adderall, tranquilizers, prescription opiates. Where is the CDC in cracking down on that?
Well, there's a lot going on with opioids.
Aren't these numbers just extremely greater than that 1.2% of teenagers who have tried e-cigarettes?
Oh yeah, but that's not what it's apples and oranges. They're not it. It's a whole different thing. They're looking at it. They're not comparing.
But
They're
if we're
not.
going to protect the kids, let's protect the kids all across the board. Let's not say that this is an epidemic here and ignore what's going on over there. It's got to be across the board. If the government's main interest and main concern is protecting these innocent little children, then why aren't they doing it in the realm of alcohol and in the realm of drugs?
I think I think that they are trying to do it in both of those realms to the point of exhaustion and can't.
Really? Okay. Here's how I'll counter that.
You're not gonna let me make my point?
Go ahead.
Well, I think that this is new territory, that they're trying to do the same thing that they're trying to do in both of those other realms.
Okay. So here's again still how I would counter that. So this weekend, you agree during any typical football game, lots of ads for different types of alcohol,
Well,
right?
sure.
Where were the ads for e-cigarettes?
There aren't any, even
Exactly.
on a normal.
So why if they know that kids being exposed to the ads are leading kids to drink, why are those ads there?
Because they pay a lot of money to advertise on those channels.
Okay, so if Blue wanted to come out and pay X amount of dollars to have a Super Bowl commercial, why can't they?
Well, they can.
They
Nobody
can't.
said they can't.
No, they cannot.
They can't have a commercial.
No, you cannot advertise e-cigarettes on TV.
Says who?
Says the FDA.
When did that happen? I didn't even know that.
Have you ever seen...
I never see them, but I
Okay.
just figured that's because...
It's a tobacco product. You can't advertise tobacco products on TV.
I swear I've seen cigarette commercials.
Blue used to have a commercial, and they stopped. They made them stop running them.
And there was some other pen. It was newer. I forget. It was like silver. They were doing commercials, and I thought, oh, finally, commercials for vape stuff. You know, I don't expect.
I missed that one too, John. And not to be lost amongst all this is the fact that yesterday tobacco stocks marked their biggest gains after the FDA weighed in on a possible e-cigarette ban
There's a shocker.
since 2008. Estimated $40 billion worth of stock increase yesterday. $40 billion.
That right there, that sentence right there just caught my eye. That kills me. Teen-friendly flavors such as creme brulee. Why is creme brulee teen-friendly any more than it's adult-friendly?
And cool cucumber. What? Look, here.
If I'm going to vape, I want creme brulee.
You want to prove that whole theory wrong? Offer your kids the choice between whatever they want and cool cucumber. And I guarantee you, cool cucumber loses every freaking time.
Oh yeah, there's an energy drink with like a cucumber flavor, and I accidentally got it thinking it was something else. And I'll tell you what, we almost threw that can out the freaking window. Everybody in the car tried it, and nobody liked it. It was so disgusting. It was like drinking squeezed cucumber water. Ugh. So gross.
You get my point, though. The whole thing is we got to protect and save the children. Protect and save the children.
I get
innocent
it.
little babies.
I know, and
mommy and daddy are not doing their job.
And it's not
as a government have to step in and protect our children.
I know what you're saying. Everybody understands your point.
I'm blown away. Like I said, those are all the CDC's own freaking numbers. And
I know.
And yet,
they're talking out both sides of their mouth. I get it. You know, they don't know what to do with vaping. They just want to either they want to make a fortune off it or they want to crunch it into the ground. It's every day it's something different. You know.
Yeah.
When you asked me if I heard, was it yesterday? You asked me if I had heard that, and I hadn't. And it's like, you know, we don't travel in the same circles because you're in the industry and I'm on the sidelines. But I was not surprised to hear it. I mean,
well, and I will say this: we as an industry have not done enough to police ourselves. You get companies such as Infamous and I'm going to use Infamous as an example, who do everything the way they're supposed to and do everything right and don't take shortcuts, and they follow it to its the letter of what's required to a T. And you have this company here who is doing that, and you have Joe Schmo fly by night over there who is putting up stuff with ripping off Golden Grams logo or Lucky Charms logo or Oreo cookies logo or a billion other freaking logos, and doing everything completely freaking wrong. And that's what the CDC sees. That's what, or the FDA sees. That's what they see. They don't see that the majority of the industry is right on board with them. They want the age to be 18. They want regulations, but you get the companies that could care less, and the consumers are just as responsible because they buy this shit.
Well, because it tastes good.
Well, not just because it tastes good, but because they can get this $5 120 mil from a company who could care freaking less, as opposed to spending $25 for this company who's doing everything the right freaking way. And I get it. I get that people want to save money and all that stuff, but it's a detriment to the industry. It's one of the things that's putting that nail in the coffin type thing. But go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No. I think I agree with you generally speaking, but like almost every other thing you say, I have a counterpoint for. I mean, it's better to be vaping than not vaping, and if you can only afford bargain basement liquid, you have to agree fundamentally.
But there's other avenues that you can go for bargain basement liquid.
Well, but a lot of people don't know those avenues because there is no advertisement, and unless they are on the computer, or they're stuck with the gas station liquid. I mean,
you're absolutely right.
You used to order from an unnamed source that wasn't all quality, fancy schmancy, and you didn't have.
No, they were quality. They just didn't have any flashy labeling or,
Well, it was good because that's all you knew until you got something
early
better.
In the industry too, so.
Once you found something better, you realized that you were really missing out for a while on something much more enjoyable, and then you splurged a little bit more. That's when vaping started to cost more than smoking. And then we were right back where we started.
Yeah.
But it was still better for your health, so if you wanted to buy a $25 bottle of something that came with like a checkerboard, hey, go for it. Because I knew that it was like a splurge. I think the pricing's kind of leveled off to some extent now. You can get some decent stuff for a lower price, but I mean, I don't necessarily blame the consumer if they gravitate towards things that taste like delicious breakfast cereals.
No, I'm not faulting them for the flavors. I totally get the flavors. I am 100% for flavors. That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying.
It's more about the IP and infringement and stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. Yeah.
But,
no, and yeah, I completely understand that. Some people are, you're on a budget, you're on a fixed income, you're limiting what you're vaping, you're limiting what you're spending, sometimes it's their only option.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Maybe I misspoke in how I said that. I don't fault anybody for spending less money to get more product. That's not where my issue is. My issue is a lot of these ones that have the IP infringement are out there for the quick money grab.
I know.
Once they're forced to change, they'll change. But in the meantime, they're going to sell as low as they can so they can make as much as they can before they get told to get the hell out.
I get it. That could be in any industry, though.
True.
So it's just this is the hot thing still to some degree, and people are trying to monopolize on that.
Yeah. 5 mil samples. I remember when 5 and 10 mils were the
tiny ones.
The normal thing. In fact, I've said this before. I have my list here of
our original sponsors.
Here, let me see if I can get this up here. So that's our original sponsors. That was from our very first show. And if you can see there, it's 115 mil, 215 mils, 2 5 10 mil sample packs, 3 5 3 mil sample packs. Juju was the
17.5
the
mils.
leader of the industry with the 17.5 mil. No, actually, Liberty and
Liberty
Pitt
was
both
doing the
had 30
30s.
mils. Those were our big giveaways, Liberty and Pitt.
I remember being
Yeah.
so excited that I got seduced to do 4 120s. It was like hitting the lottery.
Yeah, but we had to spread them out through the entire
Oh, and then
season.
I got the big 750 for the Super Bowl
Yeah,
show.
the Goliath, yeah.
Yeah, the Goliath.
So, yeah, that was our very first show. Those were our first 10 sponsors.
Yeah, I think about erasing that board every now and then, but I'm afraid to break my
Yeah.
fingers.
And out of those, the only one that is still left. I don't know that Juju's still
Liberty.
making liquid or not, but Liberty's still left. Yep, Liberty's.
I don't know if Juju
and
makes
still
liquid.
it's still our sponsor.
Yes.
So speaking of which, how about we talk about Liberty? How about we give some Liberty away?
Okay.
All right. So Liberty Vapor, inhale freedom.
Oh, jeez. Was that your best Mel Gibson? Because that was horrible.
I wasn't trying to be Mel Gibson. So Liberty Vapor has been a long time sponsor of ours, and we love the guys over there, Ron and crew. Let's see if I can get their website to come up. Yes. How do I interact with this, Wendy?
I don't know what your problem is. I was on Liberty's site earlier.
I don't know how to interact with the.
Yes, you're of legal age.
There we go. Yes, I found it. There's a button that says interact. Go figure.
You're so clever.
Wow. Little note there. As of August 10th, 2018, due to federal legislation, with all making favors and not on our current menu. Okay. So, Liberty Vapor has been our longest sponsor.
Yes.
And they have an excellent line of liquids. We'll start out with. Okay, we got it. We'll start out with the first one here. Why is it not letting me scroll down, Wendy?
You just have issues.
I am having issues. Why ain't not letting me scroll? I want to scroll.
Use your wheel.
What the hell? I am using. Alright, who uses OBS? How do I get this damn thing to work?
I don't understand why you can't scroll.
I don't know why it's not letting me scroll. It said that I could interact, but it's only letting me push buttons. Not letting me scroll. Move! Move! Alright, let me bring up another browser so I can bring up Liberty.
I'm bringing up another browser.
Are you?
Yeah. We just had our internet upgraded, so hopefully we won't lag because I'm opening multiple windows. Let's see.
Is
Premium e-liquid.
What is it? Liberty Vapor?
LibertyVapor.net.
Oh, .net.
Albino Rhino. Spearmint and cream. Let's see. Champagne Supernova. I know somebody here won and got that. It has like something in it that
It's got
makes
a culotta.
it tastes like it bubbles.
Yeah, it's got a culotta in it, so it's not
Yeah.
a menthol, but it is of the cooling nature.
Yeah, that's right. It was Emily.
Yeah.
Cream Liberté is a creme brulee. Speaking of creme brulee, Elder Statesman is a Cavendish and cream. Where do you get Cavendish? What is Cavendish? I don't even know.
Type of tobacco.
Really?
Yes.
They have a coffee and cream.
That's actually a really good one. It's kind of like pipe tobacco.
Turning Tricks. They now call it Turning Tricks Morning Glory, and they redesigned the label on it so it's a little bit less risque. It's a milk and cereal. Let's see. They have a South Philadelphia that is delicious.
Strawberry banana milkshake.
Strawberry banana milkshake.
The Purple Rain. That's one of my favorite ones. It's a blueberry and pomegranate.
Oh, and the YMCB Your Mom's Cinnamon Buns.
Yeah.
Very, very tasty.
And then they have the Forefathers line, which is Are they 100 or 120 mils?
They're 100
100
mils.
mils consists of Franklin, which is a strawberry cereal, Hamilton's a creme brulee, Hancock's a blueberry donut, and Adams is a rice cereal
That
treat.
blueberry donut looks delicious.
Couple things that I've mentioned in the past about Liberty is very much into the advocacy. Ron and company, they contribute to our state advocacy as well as on a national level. Ron's been around for a long time. He's one of the first shops here in Pennsylvania. He was one of the first shops to offer online. So he's been doing a vape thing for probably about 10 years now, easily.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one random. We're gonna have the winner on their website. I have an actual direct link to it, but if you are on their site, down the left-hand side under the premium e-liquid, there's an option for contest winners. Whoever does win will go there to the Oldfield Advantage contest winner link, and they'll pay the $1 plus shipping, which I don't know how much the shipping is. It's probably somewhere between $4 and $6. And when you've done that, you are going to send me a winner's email with your flavor and nick strength. You can either get a 60 ml of any of the Liberty flavors or a 100 ml of any of the Forefathers flavors. So if I were you, if you like the Forefathers, you get more liquid for your win that way. So
Dom, thanks for hanging out.
To me, it would be an obvious choice, but there's only 4 options in that.
The creme brulee in the Forefathers line is fantastic.
Yeah, you've tried a number of
yeah, I've had
yours.
Just about all their stuff.
Yeah, we've been down to their shop too. It's been too long. We need to get down there again. Do they still have 3 locations?
I was just talking.
Didn't you just talk to Ron?
No, I was gonna say I was just talking to Robin.
Oh.
The other day, and we were talking about seeing her down there the last time we were down.
Yeah, it was some kind of celebration.
Yeah, it was a Halloween event or something like that.
I can't remember. All I know, it was a hell of a party, and we could barely even get out. It was so packed. But it was a good time. All right, so if you're interested, just say something in chat. I know there's not a whole lot of people in here. It is US only. Just going to give it a minute for people to type something, not literally, in the room. And then I'm going to grab chatters and do a random. Doesn't look like anybody's talking right now, so I'm just going to grab these, 8 people that are actually talking, which includes myself. Brittany, you're in the UK. Aww. Mr. Crispers? I love you, Albie. I'm frozen? Why am I frozen?
I don't know. Wendy is frozen. There she goes.
There I go.
You were frozen.
That is very peculiar. But you won, Mr. Crisper.
I think she hit the pause button.
I didn't hit anything. I wasn't even anywhere near myself. I'm thawed now. Well, thank goodness. Yeah, that is really weird that mine would freeze and his wouldn't be frozen. Could I interest you, Mr. Crispers, in some Liberty?
Guess what else is tonight while you're doing that, Wendy?
I have no idea.
Our first official pick'em of the season.
Ooh. He is a wiener in my book as well. So that's fine with me if he wants to accept it. He was also on the winner's list, but farther down than you. John was hoping you would win. Probably so that you would give it to him. So, is that a deal? Sort it out amongst yourselves. Yeah, you're not going to have too many choices in here for a contender for Pick'em, too.
That's all right.
I think that John could restrain himself. Well, one of you two needs to go to this link and procure your $1 win and then let me know. Let me know your flavor and nick level so that I can match up your purchase with my email to Ron. No, don't restrain yourself like that. We don't want you to asphyxiate. Oh, I got a new cup. It's not that fancy, but it is what it is. I had to get it. It's that time of year.
What is the score of the game, by the way?
I don't even know what game's being played right now.
Ravens Bengals.
I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I'm frozen again? What the hell?
Why? How is it you keep freezing?
I don't know. What are you doing over there? It's not me. I keep freezing in awkward positions. It's very weird.
Hello, Wendy, move. There you go.
Am I moving?
Now you're moving.
I'm blowing something. Well, there you go. I don't know.
All right. So, are we done with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 31-23 Bengals. All right.
Is it over or is it still on? The game. Any game.
Who has the Rock on Leisure team?
Oh, that's Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron Leisure. I don't know if he's in the room.
I will say that sorry.
You'll say
I will say that John Q has a hell of a freaking team again this year.
John Q freaking rocks it at fantasy football.
Pretty sure that he has a professional that drafts for him. I don't think he does it. Yeah.
Yeah. I should take it away from him before the show.
Oh, sorry, John.
But mine's sitting right here too. It's just quieter than his.
Yeah. Mine causes static though. So yes, we are doing the Pick'em again this year. Sponsored by Guardian Angel, of course. So real quick, we'll go over some of Guardian Angel stuff here. So this is the profiles to the excellent line that is Guardian Angel. Shorty is a strawberry shortcake with a little bit of a twist. Instead of the shortcake part, they have a buttery biscuit. Baby Cakes is a vanilla cupcake with a cream cheese ice or cheesecake icing. Absolutely fantastic. The pick is a pistachio ice cream with a caramel. Again, very good. All three of those are fantastic. And their pumpkin is out now for pumpkin season. Yeah, definitely.
It does look like they finally ran out of their $10
their glass bottles.
Yeah, I was on their website earlier looking, and I didn't see any. So it looks like they must have finally cleaned out their inventory. Now, regularly when they do normal giveaways, it's a discount off of 3 bottles with free shipping. This also includes the Wicked Angel line, which we need to get some samples of so that we can try it out before we really talk it up. But the Pick'em is $1 bottles. So, but only one. It's a different giveaway. So if you beat Jay in the Pick'em, you're gonna get a $1 bottle of Guardian Angel.
If I win, it goes towards our Super Bowl.
Goes in the kitty.
Yeah. Connor had such a great game this weekend, John, that Bell will be lucky if the team offers him season tickets and a parking pass. He is done in Pittsburgh. So, Leanna's not on tonight. So.
No, I didn't see her. I'm not even sure if she's still up.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, so that's the Pick'em. Should we do the Pick'em challenge now?
It's up to you.
Well, yeah,
I need to find a handy dandy notebook though. Give me a second.
Right here.
You have a notebook?
I have a notebook.
I used to have a notebook. I don't know where it is. I just cleaned my desk and it's.
Hold on.
Escapes me what I did with paper. That is a very big notebook.
Yes, but it works.
I was looking for something smaller.
Next year, Bell is gone for free. Not necessarily. If Bell does not report by week 10, he cannot go into free agency next year. So he still needs to report in order to be able to be a free agent.
Okay, I'm ready. Yes. He's got a handy dandy notebook, and now I do. Nobody said anything about my necklace.
I think you look beautiful.
You didn't even say anything about my necklace.
I said you look beautiful when I came home.
You didn't say anything about my necklace.
I said you look beautiful.
We're missing... You're not hearing my words.
I heard your words. Would you have rather me said, your necklace looks beautiful, or you look beautiful? Which means more to you?
Today it would have been the necklace.
Oh, whatever. Aaron Rodgers, apparently his middle name is Glass. I don't think he's going to make it through the season. Did anybody see the post-game interview with Aaron Rodgers?
I didn't. Thank you.
Remind me to show it to you after this. There is, without a doubt, Aaron Rodgers most definitely received some kind of uplifting spirits when he was in the medical tent or in the locker room during halftime. Because they went to interview him after the show, and for some reason, or after the game, for some reason he developed a southern accent. And the lady that was interviewing him said, "Well, what exactly was your injury?" And he looked at her. And he goes, "My knee." He was definitely on something, without a doubt. That's the only way he made it out of that locker room.
See, now you got the dog all excited.
What's up, buddy? So, yeah, I don't know what they gave him, but it was good stuff for him. So, I did. Trisha's not in here. I did get some vape mail this week, but I have not got to. I know he swears he wasn't, but he definitely was. If you saw that interview, you know. If you've ever seen Aaron Rodgers in other interviews, watch this video. I wanted to put it on here, but I didn't want to get in trouble.
Colin, come over here.
Go lay down. So I did. Trish did send me her and Hoppy's line over time.
What are you doing?
I did not get to try all of them yet, but I did try 2. And I'll talk more about these next week. Hopefully they'll be in here. In fact, we need to get Hoppy on here.
You keep saying that.
But they have one. It's just called Vanilla Malt. And let me tell you, damn, is it good. It is, the best way that I can describe it is if you're ever eating those, like, chocolate malt balls, like the Whoppers or something like that. It's the inside. It's not the chocolate part. spot on for that. It tastes fantastic. And the other one was a strawberry fruit bar, which is really, really good too. You definitely get the bakery essence with it, as well as the strawberry. But I'll talk about the rest of those two and the rest of the line next week. So, yeah, John, that vanilla malt is beyond fantastic. That was the first one I tried, and yeah, damn. So, all right. So should we do the pick'em?
I'm waiting here with the
All
notebook
right.
and the pen and the paper, and
Are you gonna pick somebody for the pick'em?
I might. Oh yeah, I forgot how. I forgot the point of it was to pick a contender. I thought you meant, am I gonna
Hey,
pick?
you're wrecking the joint here, buddy.
What did he do?
Here, show everybody. Look, he has this little tiger thing that he carries around. It's his little baby. Go give it to mom.
He did give it to Mom, and I gave it back to him. He'll lay down. Oh, now he's got both of them. I wish you could see this. He has both of them in his mouth. He's got a giraffe and the tiger.
John, that pretty much sums it up. You're right, John. That sums it up right there.
Go lay down, Colin. Go lay down. Coming back to you. All right, let's see. Let me grab somebody. I almost want to handpick.
Viking, Charlie Brown in the NFL, and the playoffs for Lucy. Poor Albie.
The winner is Disturbed. I almost said Albie.
Disturbed gets to take me on in the pick'em
Disturbed
challenge.
can take you on in the Pick'em challenge.
All right.
And if he wins, he gets a $1 Guardian Angel bottle.
All right.
Next week.
So, whoop, 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 whoop. That was wrong.
What are you doing over there?
This. So, the Home Field Advantage Pick'em Challenge sponsored by Guardian Angel. Go lay down. Go lay
Yay,
down.
there's our video.
Yeah. Look how nice and clear it looks on there, too.
It does look clear.
Yeah.
Hey, big
All
guy.
right, so.
Here's my puppy. Here's my puppy.
Disturbed, are you ready?
Disturbed appears to be ready.
All right, so. Bear with me just a moment. Okay, so game one, the Carolina Panthers at 1-0 at the Atlanta Falcons at 0-1. Falcons just did take a big hit on defense. One of their guys is out for the year. They almost beat Philadelphia the other night. Both these teams made the playoffs last year. What about golf? Okay.
In fairness, we should talk about other sports besides football, but
Yeah, well, you know.
anyway, Disturbed's choice is
the
the Panthers.
Sadly, I have to agree with Disturb. This is one of those games that I wish both teams could freaking lose. Maybe it'll be a tie. There was a tie last week. The Steelers,
Really?
Steelers and the Browns tied. The Browns did not lose a game. Finally, they didn't win one, but they didn't lose one.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Game number 2, Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the number 2 offense in the league as of this week. They put a whooping on the Saints defense this past weekend. You know, I don't know if they're for real or not. But they are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, who, to me, did not look all that stellar against the Falcons the other night. Wow. I'm going to go with Tampa. I want Tampa to win this one. Foles is definitely not Wentz. You're absolutely right. What's going to happen is they're going to rush Wentz back. He's going to end up getting hurt again. They're going to lose this game. They're going to rush Wentz back next week. He's going to get hurt. That's my prediction. What's Disturb say?
He must be pondering.
He's pondering. That's ponderous. Disturb's going with Tampa as well. So far we're agreeing on all the games. The next game, bear with me here, is the Kansas City Chiefs at 1-0 at the 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. I like how that sounds. 0-1. Connor had a hell of a game. Like I said, they don't need Bell. Jimmy and I are talking about this. You know, Jimmy's a huge Steelers fan, and the Steelers kind of have been known for this, man. They get what they feel is the best out of a player, and then they move on. And that's exactly what they're doing with Bell. I believe that they think Bell's best season was last year, and they don't need him. They got Connor. I'm going with Pittsburgh in this game as well.
Copycat.
Who'd I copy?
Disturbed.
Disturbed didn't say Steelers.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. I just saw it.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I know he's 26. Listen, man. I'm just telling you what the Steelers' logic is and what their mindset is. You know, apparently, as of right now, they're right. Connor looks damn good. The next game, of course, is the Cleveland Browns and the New Orleans Saints. The Cleveland Browns, the 0-1 Cleveland Browns, taking the 0-1 Saints. Saints have the number 3 offense versus 29th defense. They have the 21st offense versus our 31st defense. Our defense looked horrible last week. I'm still going with the who dat. The Saints got this bad boy. It's in New Orleans. We got it. I'm not scared. And even if we don't, listen, we started 0-2 since 2014. Last year we were 0-2. We won the division. And we were one shitty-ass, lucky freaking play away from the NFC Championship. I'm going with the Saints, of course. Who dat?
I'm so surprised.
Disturbed's going with the Saints, too. Damn, we're tied on everything, aren't we?
Disturbed hasn't responded yet.
Yeah, it says, fuck, you're making me say the Aints.
Where do you see that?
Right above Albie, Aints, but the Browns are due.
I don't see anything from Disturbed above that comment.
Really?
I see John Q's comment.
Under John Q's comment.
There's nothing there.
Really? Is that the last comment, John Q?
John Q, Albie, John M, and James.
Wow. Well, for whatever reason, Disturbed isn't showing up on yours.
Albie can't see it either.
Really? Here, I'll copy it.
You don't have to copy it, I believe you.
Copy?
But why would I not see it?
P.
Why would Albie not see it?
I don't know, but there it is. Put it on live chat.
Huh.
See, Disturbed said he said see.
I believe you.
Up
How do you put it on live chat?
at the top, it says top chat or live chat.
I'm putting it on live chat.
There you go. Hey, move. Move. All right, and for our final game of the week.
I see it now. I see
Disturbed
it.
picked the Saints. Our final game of the week, of course, is the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Wow, this is a tough game. This is in Green Bay. Does old glass leg have another game in him?
I know, right? I think it's funny. Maybe because you cussed. Maybe it just didn't want to show it to me.
This is a toughie. Albie, who would you pick in this game?
Albie would pick the Vikings.
Vikings and Rodgers out for the season.
Disturbed is picking the Vikings.
Wow. Wow. Green Bay is favored by a point. A point. 1 point.
You got to deviate here somewhere, or else you're going to have to
I'm going to go with Green Bay in this because it's at home.
Okay, so that's your tiebreaker right there.
John, who's Rogers' backup? And is he any good?
You guys picked all the same things up to this game, so it all comes down to this game. If the Vikings win, it's Disturbed. If the Packers win, it's you.
All right, we still have to pick total points.
Why?
In case one of the other games is a tie.
Shit.
Oh, wait.
No, it won't matter.
In case this game's a tie.
In case this game's a tie?
Yeah.
What are the odds that that's going to happen?
It just happened last week.
All right, give me points. Total points of this game.
Total points of this game, 44.
44. Disturbed? Qual es numero? ¿Dónde está los pantalones?
What are you doing, bud? What? What do you want?
46.
Ugh. Here, wait.
You know he's gonna jump down
over
before
there
you...
for you. Look.
But it smells so delicious.
But there's nothing there for you.
But it smells delicious.
He's sniffing the computer.
Well, it probably smells like you.
Oh, look up here. Don't. Oh, Jesus.
Is he on your keyboard?
All right, you gotta get down. Hello. Damn. You are not a lap dog.
I think he does not agree. I see his tail wagging from here.
Down. All right, go lay down.
He's all
Holy
excited
cow.
now. He's all happy.
He is. He thinks he's a lap dog.
Oh, here's something funny. I bought him a new dog bed for my office because he spends more time in there now. And rather than see him laying on the floor all the time, you know, being that he's getting older and he's really heavy, I thought I'd get him a nice fluffy dog pillow. And I put it where he has been laying, thinking that he would, you know, lay on it. But he didn't. But it's funny because it's dark brown. And it's got, like, a tan bone stitched on it. It's part of the bed. It's like a decoration. It's not like a bone strung on. It's just a decoration. As soon as I put it on the floor, he ran up to it and tried to grab the bone off of the pillow out of his mouth. It was so funny. Yeah, I bet you do.
All right, John.
So I yelled at him because I thought he was going to try and tear it up, and then he wouldn't lay on it, and I had to coax
I
him
don't want this.
to lay on it.
Go lay down.
But he finally did, so I think
down.
he gets it.
34-23 final bagels. The Bungles win.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do we have next, Wendy?
All right, so again, sponsored by Guardian Angel. Next week we will reveal the winner. If Disturbed beats Jay, he gets a $1 bottle. If he fails to beat Jay, then we will put one in the kitty for the mid-season show.
Okay.
Which will be sometime in, what, November? Late November? Right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah. So.
Yeah. Cool. It's all documented, folks. Woo! New notebook is started. And I just find somewhere to put it that I don't forget where it is.
Alrighty.
So.
I'm relying on your Packers to win there, John. How bad is that?
That's what it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to. John, don't let me down, damn it.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
I
don't know what else we have.
I don't know what else. Oh, here's my old notebook. It's in my pile over there. Wow, this one is a really old notebook.
I was on our other computer looking for, because again, we've been busy and just don't have time to do anything, it seems, anymore. And I was on my other computer looking for our old intro, which is somewhere on it. I just don't know where I'll find it.
It has to be.
But I was going back through I found the intros from 2014 and from 2015 and 2016. I just didn't find 2017's. But yeah, just looking at some of the sponsors we've had over the years and just some of the other things. We should do a best of one of these nights and just grab some clips from some old shows. And
Wow.
yeah. I talked to Mike from Spyglass this week. I hadn't talked to him in quite a while. Sadly, it looks like Spyglass Vapor is just about done. Mainly because things have been so good in the other avenue that he took up, those 3 letters that we can't speak of here. That part of the company has grown just amazingly, to the point where they just don't really have time to do the e-liquid anymore, is what he said. Yes, that, John.
La 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 la.
We just can't say it.
We cannot articulate it.
I don't know if you can type it in the room either, but...
Well,
yeah.
I didn't type it. You didn't type it. We can't control the audience.
So yeah, I definitely need to put in a big order with them before they do disappear completely, Wendy.
Well, plus, I'm betting if that's going to be the case that they'll probably have a clearance.
Yeah. But I did talk to him about coming on to the show. He said he was going to try jump in the room tonight, and I think he probably forgot. But we're going to see if we can bring him on and get caught up with him and, see what's going on.
I really did like their whole thing with the combining the flavors.
Yeah, the whole mixing and matching their flavors.
Yeah, their flavor card.
Yeah, they had a great line. It's that's the other thing about this industry is there have been so many great companies that have come and gone. And I was looking up here at this list up here, and one of the ones that Bayou Vape had one of the best e-liquids I've ever vaped in my life, and for the life of me I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was this excellent freaking profile, and I remember I just absolutely freaking loved it and vaped like 20 freaking bottles of it, and then they quit. And it was a spice. It was a spice.
Spice Girls?
It wasn't a custard. It was like a spice vanilla. And it was just, yeah.
Audio is coming in and out.
You just disappeared from VC.
I see myself, but I froze again.
Well, I just lost your VC.
Am I back? Am I here?
You're not.
Not here?
Here.
I see myself.
I see myself.
It looks like my camera went off and it came back on.
That's what it was. Here. There we go. Are you back now? Let's see.
I don't know, but your audio was getting kind of muffled, and it looked like we were buffering.
No, it wasn't spice rum. It was a spice vanilla. And there goes your camera again. So do me a favor. Hang up your VC call.
Hang up the call.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging up. We're buffering.
No, you're buffering. I think that's your computer.
You're not buffering?
Not buffering. Everybody can hear me.
I'm refreshing.
Let me send you a call.
Unable to reach VC directory. Connecting. I rebooted my computer today.
Are you getting my call?
No. And I can't call you either because, oh, there we go. Try it now. Okay, you just turned green.
They hear you through my mic.
Let me try and call you.
There you are.
Is it working?
Hi. Say something.
Oh, it was still ringing.
It's very weird.
Let me take you off of here.
Is it working?
I don't know. Let's find out.
What are all those arrows on my head? They looks like a bunch of little Christmas trees.
There you are.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
I see you. Colin, stop.
See now? You talk with that excited voice and he's going to come to you every time.
You hush.
You hush.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you're back.
Okay. Taller, skinnier. Taller, skinnier.
John
So-
said we could talk about boobs and football.
But you do that anyway.
Yeah.
So, I am the boobs that go with the football show. Conchita and Juanita are here.
So,
So I dug out my other book because this one is starting to get stale again. No, there haven't been. Glad you brought that up, though. The things people don't forget.
the things that I can't believe you've discussed on this show.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, moving right along.
see, he doesn't come for how long, and the first thing he remembers is, like,
Mhm.
such a horrible thing. I look like a lawn dwarf? Aww. How cute. Anyway, so we're going to put this one away, even though it's more perverse for a while, because we keep picking the same freaking stuff every time. And Jay won't let me cherry pick anything out of here. I don't know why, because I could probably pick some really good ones, but I want it to be random, so we're going to do it out of this one. Alright. The Hillbilly Creative Custom version. Let's see what we come up with. Could be anything.
Go. Redneck Weasel. I think that's actually Tony's nickname.
Oh, really?
Yes. He is the Redneck Weasel. Knob discharge.
Ew. Sounds so gross when you say it that way. Knob.
Knob ball sack.
Wow. Favoring the knob tonight.
I hope so. Hobo ball sweat.
Ew. Alright, we'll do one more. Just for fun.
Bastard sniffer.
Wow.
See, what you should do is you should
They're tame, but they're really
you should combine
refreshing.
the books. You should
We've
take
tried that
you,
before.
you should take the right side of the regular creative cursing book and the left side, the left side of the creative cursing book and the right side of that.
My left or your left?
The book's left.
From the front? From the back?
Why are you making it more complicated than it needs to be?
I don't know what you're saying. My right? From the front or from the back? The book's
Your
left side.
Your military right.
I don't know what that means. Oh, Jesus, Colin. Alright, I'm just gonna... We'll do that.
Wench
Oh.
creative cursing.
Shut up. I was trying to cover... Ow!
No, see the other side. Cover that side. There you go. Wench. Creative cussing. Bubba wench.
Oh, and you think that's better, do you?
No. You're the other side. You need
The
to
other
do the other side. There you go. So wench sandwich. That is what that would have been.
A wench sandwich.
A wench sandwich.
I need a couple extra hands to be able to maneuver.
Those are spiral notebooks. We could take them apart and
We're not taking them
we
apart.
can mix and match.
No.
Why don't we just start playing? What the hell's that game? The one we have out in the other room.
BBD?
Yeah, that game. What is it?
The game, the bad.
You froze again.
I'm not.
Frozen now.
You're freezing.
I just froze.
You keep freezing. So that's your computer.
It's not my
Not my fault.
It's your computer.
I'm moving now.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I was.
I look stupid.
And now your video just disappeared again.
Dude, what am I supposed to tell you? Well, it's midnight anyway.
You're back again.
I'm back.
Yeah, let's see if it kicks in.
I don't know why this is happening. I still have that aux cam thing on VC too, by the way.
And a bunch of Christmas trees around my head. And now I'm gone.
And now you're gone again. You're gone, Wendy. You're out of here.
Yeah. That's okay.
We need to figure out why yours keeps saying aux cam anyway.
I don't know.
So, all right. So on that note, why don't you come over here and you could say goodbye to everybody.
I had an update of some kind. Here, hold on. I'm talking like people can actually fucking hear me. Oh man, I'm sore.
Yeah, her computer definitely needs to be rebooted.
Shut up.
There she is. Hi. All right. So, on that note, we're going to sign off. You did miss words with Wendy.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, tonight's edition kind of sucked.
It was like hobo ball sweat.
Hobo ball sweat. So yes, we will be back next Thursday.
I hate your camera because it's so clear.
I know. Look how beautiful you're looking at.
Whatever.
Aw, you're so goofy.
Oh, here he
Oh,
goes
wait.
again. Well, you better watch he doesn't catch your headphones.
Okay, so from Colin, Wendy, and I, we hope you guys have a great week. As always, peace, love, and who dat. Colin, quit snipping the mic.
Colin's gonna break something.
Here, say goodbye. Look, right here, say goodbye.
He's not gonna look like it. Oh, Jesus.
Say goodbye.
Don't, Jesus. Stop.
All right, we will see you guys next week.